The rescue missions often held by the SAS unit have been kept a secret. The extractions are covert, but the heroics are made known to the nation. The SAS went on a rescue mission that was so dramatic that it instantly gained worldwide recognition. Their bravery to rescue their mate will be forever etched in history. Do you want to know what happened? Well, watch your head. This is the SAS unit in Basra, Iraq. Renowned for their bravery, skill, and precision, the British SAS, or Special Air Service, stands as one of the world's most elite special forces units. However, what occurs when their orders clash with their moral principles? On September 19, 2005 in Basra, Iraq, two British SAS operators found themselves on a classified mission. These skilled individuals were referred to simply as Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 to preserve their anonymity. Since the US-led invasion in 2003, Iraq has been engulfed in turmoil, and with the British military assigned the task of maintaining order in the southern city of Basra. Initially hailed as a symbol of post-war Iraq, showcasing the successful transfer of control to the local population, Basra had unfortunately transformed into a hotbed of insurgency. Amidst this challenging environment, the British SAS operatives, operating under the codename Alpha 1 and Alpha 2, were deployed to Basra. Their mission involved observing and infiltrating Iraqi insurgent groups who were steadily gaining influence over the local police force. The presence of these insurgents within the police force hindered the British soldiers' efforts to restore stability and enforce law and order. The situation in Basra presented complex dynamics, necessitating careful navigation and intelligence gathering by the SAS operatives. Their goal was to counter the rising insurgency and mitigate the control exerted by these groups, ensuring the safety and the well-being of the local population. As Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 were concluding their surveillance mission, their cover was blown when plainclothes Iraqi policemen discovered them. A scuffle ensued, leading the SAS operators to open fire and injure one of the Iraqi policemen. Attempting to rely on their disguises for protection, the operatives made their way out of the area. However, their escape route brought them to an Iraqi police checkpoint, forcing them to confront the situation and attempt to negotiate their way out. Unfortunately, their efforts proved futile. Subsequently, the SAS operators were captured and subjected to physical assault by corrupt police officers sympathetic to hostile militia groups. The news of their capture sent shockwaves through the SAS operatives stationed in Basra, who witnessed their comrades being paraded on Iraqi television, facing severe charges. Given the brutal nature of the factions engaged in conflict with British forces, the chances of the captured operators surviving for more than a few days seemed slim at best. Recognizing the urgent need for immediate rescue, the commander of the SAS unit asserted that their current forces were insufficient for the task at hand. Consequently, he swiftly made a request for reinforcements from an SAS detachment located 300 miles away. The determined operators wasted no time equipping themselves with their gear and ensuring their submachine guns and C8 carbines were ready for deployment. With readiness coursing through their veins, they advanced towards the waiting C-130 aircraft, their designated means of transportation. Eager and prepared to spring into action, the SAS team eagerly sought permission from their superiors to embark on the crucial rescue mission. However, their hopes were dashed as their request for permission was met with denial. The chain of command expressed concerns that any rescue attempt could escalate the conflict and result in additional casualties in the face of the insurgent threat. Caught off guard, officials in London displayed a sluggish response, possibly due to the unstoppable political climate in newly liberated Iraq. Despite the commander's belief at the decision, he courageously warned his superior about the grave danger of leaving the two captured men in enemy captivity. Regrettably, his plea fell on deaf ears as the general repeatedly overruled him. It became evident to the commander that the high command displayed a lack of regard for the lives of his operators. Amidst his fury, the commander understood that abandoning his two comrades to their fate was not an acceptable option. In that critical moment, the commander and his unit confronted a pivotal decision. Fueled by boldness, the commander made the courageous choice to disregard the orders received. Boarding the waiting C-130, the SAS unit embarked on a daring mission to rescue their captured teammates. Within minutes, the C-130 took off, carrying the determined SAS operators towards their destination. The weight of their decision settled upon them, knowing there was no turning back. Upon arrival at the police station, the SAS team found support from local officials and regular British Army officers. They made earnest attempts to secure the release of the captives and peacefully resolve the situation. Regrettably, every effort to gain permission to enter the gates was met with indifference. Meanwhile, a growing mob surrounded them, forcing them to abandon their peaceful approach and reassess their strategy. As tensions escalated, the armored vehicles came under attack, with assailants pelting them with rocks and Molotov cocktails. The intensity of the situation heightened with each passing hour. Determined to rescue their captured comrades, the SAS initiated another rescue attempt, this time with the support of helicopters and mechanized infantry. However, this operation marked a departure from their previous diplomatic approach. With unwavering resolve, the SAS forces forcefully breached the walls of the fortified police station, utilizing the assistance of their armored vehicles. Soldiers swiftly poured out of the vehicles, surging into the compound. The air reverberated with the deafening sound of flashbang grenades, disorienting the militants as gunshots rang out. In a swift and decisive response, the militants who dared to raise their weapons were swiftly neutralized. As the SAS forces stormed into the police station, they came face to face with a group of terrified policemen who surrendered by raising their hands. The rescuers swiftly disarmed and handcuffed them for the sake of securing the area. In the initial moments, the rescue team faced difficulty in locating their captive SAS operators, fueling concerns that they might have been moved to another location. However, their determination persevered, and during a thorough search of the compound, the task force made a breakthrough. Hidden within a bathroom, the team discovered the two SAS operatives, their hands still bound by handcuffs. Though bruised and exhausted, they were relieved to find that their comrades were alive and relatively unharmed. Following their discovery, the SAS immediately conducted a check on the captured SAS operators and swiftly escorted them out of the compound, safely placing them inside a waiting armored vehicle. With the rest of the unit in close pursuit, the armored column rapidly turned and accelerated away from the scene, successfully navigating their way back to the base. Once at the base, Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 were promptly transferred to a hospital for the necessary medical attention. However, amidst the chaos of the rescue operation, there were repercussions. Approximately 100 prisoners managed to escape during the commotion, posing a significant security concern. Additionally, the Iraqi authorities demanded the reparations for the destruction caused during their operation, adding a layer of complexity to the aftermath of the mission. The news of the successful rescue operation swiftly ascended the chain of command, making its way through the Ministry of Defense and eventually reaching the Prime Minister's office. As information about the incident became public, the authorities in charge were confronted with the realization of their embarrassing situation. The widespread awareness of the operation underscored the significance of their actions or lack thereof, leaving them no choice but to reckon with the consequences and public perception of their handling of the matter. The notion of punishing the very operators who had just been hailed as heroes for their courageous rescue of fellow British troops in Iraq was an unpalatable prospect. Recognizing the bitter reality, the higher-ranking officials made a strategic decision to authorize the rescue operation, despite being aware that the mission had already been successfully accomplished. This calculated move enabled them to preserve their reputation and avoid the difficult task of punishing the rescuers, a bitter pill to swallow considering their heroic efforts. By taking this course of action, they managed to save face and maintain the public perception of supporting the valiant actions of those involved in the rescue, effectively sidestepping the need for retribution or disciplinary measures. Furthermore, the government soon realized that if they had dared to impede the mission, the SAS leadership was prepared to stage a mass resignation. Faced with this resolute stance, the British government opted to pay millions of pounds in compensation to the Iraqi government, which encompassed the reconstruction of the damaged police station.